Do you think we'll see more or less of Drew O'Connor next year?
I'm going to say more because the organization has spoken very highly of him. Uh, I think
Mhm.
they're just going to not force feed him to us, but they really are going to kind of make it a sink or swim season for him. They're going to toss him to the Wolves and say, all right, now's your time. Do it.
Mhm.
So I'm going to say that we see more of him just because the organization thinks it is his time to genuinely do the thing or find a new home. So I think it'll be a bit of a forced. We're going to see more of him, and it might not be a bad thing in any sort of
Mhm.
way. I think he's a good player. I think he can really do something with this team. He just has to do it.
Mhm.
So I think for better or worse, it's going to be a force. We'll see more of him.
Mhm. I kind of I don't know. I feel like they've shown us in the offseason that they're not going to force a guy like Drew O'Connor into the lineup simply because they've added so many
So many,
options down there.
yeah.
So I think there's going to genuinely be an open competition for those last, I believe we said 2 spots, because you have Bluger, Carter, McGinn, and Kapanen, who are all going to take the first 4. So I think there's going to be genuine competition for the last 2. But I do think Drew O'Connor does have a heads up because, one, he's played in the system before.
Hmm.
He played 22 games last season, and a lot of people have spoken highly about him, from Mike Sullivan to Ron Hextall. They like the way he plays. He is a bigger body, which is something that Brian Burke and Hextall are looking for on the back end of both the forward and the defense core. But he also does bring a little bit of an offensive punch, more so than Zach Aston-Reese, probably less than Danton Heinen. That's where he's going to fit in, probably closer to the Zach Aston-Reese number than anything Danton Heinen did, because he hasn't had a great season last year. But I think he does have a true shot to make the team out of camp. And if he does make that team out of camp, I think we see more than 22 games of Drew O'Connor. That's where I fall in this conversation. And if he remains healthy, I can see him playing at least 50 games next season.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that too.
Mm-hmm. He'll become a fixture in the bottom 6 for sure if he comes up and improves based on what we saw last year. I like the way he played in the playoffs. I don't know if you remember. I know he didn't play very much, but I liked the way he played in the postseason. I thought that he was really good on the forecheck. I thought he played defensive minded. I know he only had I think 6 or 7 minutes a game, but when he was out there, he was noticeable. And in a playoff series, that's so vastly important, especially from a guy who's probably going to maintain time on your fourth line.